time to get this off of here. Get off her, you devil! Oh, one more. Oh, there we go. Use that for something. Well, how's it going, fellers? I know you ain't gonna like to hear it, but it's just what needs to be done. Now, you know, sometimes the small things that we have to get rid of make it better for the other things that's getting ready to come. And I hate to say it, but the Blue Ranger is leaving us. How's it leaving us? Well, you ain't gonna like that either. But if you wanna find that out, you're gonna have to stick around and watch. By the way, with that being said, make sure you like, tune in, subscribe, smash that bell, share this out, do whatever you can so that way more people can see more of this cornbread content. My mind, I just, got a million different things going on in it. But anyways, welcome to the channel. So yeah, Blue Ranger's going somewhere. Didn't even do enough with them to even give them a name. I kind of feel bad for it. But I got too many irons in the fire, and you all know that. I don't have to go into that big old spill again. But there's some parts that I need off this thing before we send it to its final resting place. Final resting place? What does that mean? Well, that means that we're going to be sending it to the scrapyard. Yep, I said it. I hate it, but I need some money. I need some parts. I need some stuff done on Todd. And I would love, to do some things to this truck, put some time and effort back into it. But I just got too many other things that I'm trying to work on. And Todd needs quite a few things. The exhaust work needs to be redone, because when I went and had the exhaust work done, and it's not the person that done its fault by any means, but it was mine. I asked for the biggest pipe that he could put in it and the biggest tips, and the shocks are wore out in the rear end, so I go down and hit a bump. Well, the exhaust likes to go. And then the gas tank, whenever I try to go fill it up, it's been something I've been dealing with for a while. I go to fill it up, and I have to sit there and just barely trickle the gas in. And it takes about a good, 10, 15 minutes to even fill it up. And on a cold day when the wind's blowing and it's like 0 degrees outside, let me tell you, it ain't fun. Not only that, there's rust, there's interior stuff we want to do to it. There's just different things that needs to be done to Todd. And in order to do it, well, I got to get rid of some of the things that's just been sitting back and just sitting around, because it ain't doing me no good. Which brings me to another thing. Well, why couldn't you just put it on Marketplace? Try to sell it. Let me tell you, as good as shape as this thing's in, everybody wanted to lowball me. I put it up for, I think it was $1,000, even though the motor's blown. I mean, look at it. The body is in pretty decent shape, but people didn't want to give that. I was even willing to go as low as $600, and there was one boy that offered me $350 and would not leave me alone. You know how it goes. Well, that thing's only worth about $350. Well, if you want one for $350, why don't you go find another one? Because this one ain't going to be for $350. Well, that's the reason why I asked you about yours. Because I'm trying to buy it. Well, if you want to buy it, well, it's for more. And now I'm going to take it to the scrapyard and probably get, that or a little bit less out of it. But the difference is I'm taking the manifolds out. I'm going to be taking the AC compressor out. I'm going to be taking, I think the wheels and tires off of it. Tires are in good shape, and the wheels are immaculate. Like, I'm not saying the rest of the truck is perfect, but, it's in really good shape for the year that it is. So I'm going to be taking them off and selling them too. I'm also going to be taking off the tailpipes and mufflers and getting more money out of that. Really, you take a whole truck, and it's crazy, but this is just the way it is around here. I don't know what it is for your scrapyard, but if scrap was $9 a hundred, which ain't much right now, if I was to take it and it didn't have the converters, and if I took parts off of it, well, it'd be worth $9 a hundred. Now, if I left all that on, they'd only give me $1 on the 100 extra. When I went and took the converters off of Chief, tailpipes and mufflers, I got 90 bucks for them. And I think the reason why I got as much as I did is because I left both of them together. So I'm going to do the same thing to this one. And once I get all the parts off of it that I want, I'll go make a scrapyard run, go take, a few things that I can get some money back with. And then once we can get a way to haul it, and I'm not quite sure what I need to do. I got a trailer I can use to where I can put the vehicle on it, jack it up, take the wheels and tires off. But I also have a dolly that I could haul it with, and it would make it a little bit easier to put it on the dolly, but I'd have to take the wheels and tires off there. Not unless they'll do it for me there. They might do that, and if they do, well, that would be awful nice of them. So with that being said, it is what it is. I'm going to hate to see it go, but at the same time, with the money that I'm going to get, I'm going to love to watch her leave. So I'm going to get to doing that, and I'll get back to y'all. All right, fellers, I think we've got to the point to where I can stop now, because what I'm going to take to the scrapyard, or at least for today, is already off of it. And I'm not going to take this thing today. I'm going to get a day when it's good and warm, and it's kind of cold outside. But as far as the small stuff, I can throw it in the Bronco and I can go ahead and take it today. Plus, it needs to be a day to where it ain't so muddy right here where I have my yard graded out. I ain't got grass seed yet, so anytime we try to step on this mud, you gain about 5 pounds every time you step. And we have to take the wheels and tires off. And I'm hoping that the scrapyard will do that for me. If not, we can get it took care of. Now, what did I take off? Well, all the aluminum pieces, besides the radiator, but pretty much anything that I got off of the top of this, I'm going to be taking to the scrapyard. The alternator, I'm going to be taking because you can get a little bit more out of it. The battery, you can get a little bit more out of it. Now, the AC compressor, I'm going to keep it because I want, AC on Todd. And I got another one out of Junkyard, but the one that come off this truck has less miles and it seems like it's in better shape. I also took the windshield washing fluid reservoir and the overflow tank because it seems like it's in better shape. And it was full, so I'm thinking that the motor on this one's working and the one on Todd ain't. So definitely going to be putting that on him. Took the manifold off on the driver's side because that's the only one we need. The one on the passenger side has nothing to do with EGR, so we don't have to worry about that one. We just need the driver's side one. I took certain exhaust pieces off that we're going to be taking to the scrapyard as well. Now, I could use some of these because they almost look brand new. And to be honest, it probably wouldn't take me much just to cut them off and just have them. But this right here is throttle position sensor. Well, that's easy enough. And then the idle air control valve, it looks almost brand new. So I could probably go ahead and take it as well. The best thing about grabbing all these things is you don't have to worry about the wires. You could just clip them and just go on about your day. I'm going to be getting the mirrors off of this truck too as well, because I like the bigger chrome mirrors a little bit better. Those small black ones, every time I shut the door, whoop, it just points right towards the ground. Other than that, I think that's about it. Now I have a few pieces here and there that I'm going to add to it, but you know, that's the good thing about doing, well, what I do, or if you do the same thing. If you work on your own vehicles, or if you just go get junk and make it drive again, or if you know, have a garage and you work in this stuff every day, you're going to acquire a lot of scrap metal, scrap aluminum, scrap copper, things of that nature that can also make you money on the side besides what you already do. So being the fact that I already do this, and the money that I used to buy this truck, that includes all of that, I'm going to include all the scrap that I have just sitting around here that I'm going to take as well. You might not think, well, I thought you was just getting everything off the Ranger and seeing how much he's making. Well, if it wasn't for me taking scrap sometimes or getting money here and there, I wouldn't have money for my exhaust. I wouldn't have money for parts that I need, or I wouldn't have money to buy more projects. And I haven't really got enough scrap metal, you know, to really get out the trailer and load it up and take it. I'll just take it whenever I take this blue truck. You know, if we're going to see how much money we can make out of this thing, you know, we have to. And I hate doing it, you know, to such a straight truck, I should say. But it is what it is. Maybe when I get it up there, maybe somebody will see the beauty in it before they scrap it and want to buy it off the guy. And he can make some money at the same time that I'm making money. So with that being said, fellers, that's about all we could do here. All right, fellers, this is what we got. A few alternators, smog pump, I think it's aluminum, AC compressor, all those intake pieces off the top of the 300, all the hardware brackets, because I'm not going to need none of those. But I'm going to take this first before I take the blue truck, and we're going to see how much money we can get out of these extra pieces before we take the blue one. All right, guys, here at the scrapyard, getting ready to unload all this stuff. I got some aluminum pieces and converters, alternators. All right, fellas, it's been a few days, and we finally got this thing loaded up on the trailer and ready to take it to the scrapyard. Rango is squatting kind of bit, and that right there is my only worry. But, you know, I think it might do it. I don't know. I think of towing capacity, I probably reached the limit. But of course, right there, the way it swooped, it looks closer than what it is, just because of the way the ground is right there. I'm gonna get it up here on the pavement and see how it looks there, because I don't want to drag this trailer. This trailer ain't mine, it's my mom's, and I don't want to mess it up. So I'm gonna get it up here on the pavement and see what it looks like there. I think I'll be all right. I mean, it's not close. I think we're gonna be fine. Ain't that cool? All right, fellers, we're back. It took me a little bit, but I took it off to the scrapyard, and it was a sad moment. And if you would, join with me for a moment of silence for the Blue Ranger. All right, that's enough. I'm sure it was a good truck to somebody, and I got parts off of it. I got money out of it, so it done what it was supposed to. Now we got to get to talking about just how much money I made. Well, did I barely scrape by? Did I lose money? Or did I make money? Well, I'm going to start here. I took the catalytic converters off the Blue Ranger, all the aluminum pieces off of it too, some aluminum pieces off the 300, the alternator off the 2.9. I kept the AC compressor, but I had an AC compressor just laying around, and I took it as well. I think I had another alternator sitting around, and with all that put together, I got $170 and some change. And the total added weight was 200 pounds. So if I'd have not took those pieces, not took the converters, I would only gained $18 because scrap right now is only $9 a hundred. And instead of making $18, I made $170. So do the math. I think that's a pretty good number just from doing a little bit of work and taking it off yourself. But with that being said, being the fact that scrap is only $9 a hundred, the truck weighs about 3,000 pounds, we only made $284 and some change. And because of the fact that I didn't feel like draining the gas tank or taking the gas tank down, they also charged me an additional $20. So really, I only got $264 for the truck. And that brings our total up to $434, which, when you look at it in the long run, ain't that much. But I only paid $500 for the truck. Now, wait a minute, Cornbread. You only paid $500? Well, that means you lost money. Well, you didn't let me finish. But you got to take in consideration that we took off some parts to go on old Todd the Bronco here. And if I'd have went and bought those parts at a U-Pullet, well, that would have costed me some money. I bought a wore-out AC compressor and bracket. I think it was for around $50 to $60 at a U-Pullet. And that's if you go and pull it yourself. If they pull it for you, it's going to cost you more money than that. I got an AC compressor off that truck. I got a mass airflow sensor. It was brand new. I got the distributor and put it in here. The idle air control valve, the starter solenoid. I got a manifold off of the driver's side because it's non-EGR. And I got the block-off plate too. Now, all those small parts, you're looking at $30 to $40 a piece if you buy them brand new. Now, you buy them used, I figured you'd probably cut that price in half. So I'm going to be generous, and I'm going to say that I probably got $100, and that's being very generous, of parts off of the Blue Ranger. So not only does that bring our price up to $534, which means we're $34 in the good, but I also got 4 good 14-inch rims with basically brand new tires and the center caps, plus a spare. And they're all in good shape. I have the center rings to go with them. Hardly no rust at all. And I'm thinking I can pocket between $200 to $300 right there. Which brings me to my last point. Did we make money? Yeah, of course we made money. Not only did we make money, but we took parts off of that truck that we needed for our project. And we got some chang-lang in our pocket, so that way we can go buy more parts for our project. And if you ask a person like me, or anybody else that's just trying to put their ride together, trying to get it out there, show it off, and just drive it around, well, I think that's all right. Now, can you make more money? Of course. I could have took the bed off, but I'm only one person, and doing anything outside in the mud when you don't have the means necessary, well, it gets kind of hard. That and the time that I do have, I want to spend it on my other trucks. Not worried about, fooling with that Blue Ranger. And I had a lot of mixed feelings on what I wanted to do with it or what I needed to do with it, you know? If you had the times, the means, the tools, and every necessity that you needed to take the bed off, the cab off, fenders off, everything else off, you could have made a whole lot more money with this truck. But at the same time, I'm showing you a way that you can still take a truck to the scrapyard, what you can do to get a little bit more money out of it before you take it to the scrapyard. And plus, I also took parts off of it as well. Well, you had parts from other projects that you threw on there. You got to count that too. And I'm sure that you had some other scrap that you probably threw on the bed. And all of that is true. But like I said before, if it wasn't for me scrapping, making money, getting all these other things for all my other projects, and putting all that together, would I had the money to buy the Blue Ranger in the first place? So everything just adds in together. It's just not one thing, but it's everything that you got. And what I did have, probably 100 pounds, 200 pounds extra in scrap. And then the parts that I got off the 300 was just some extra aluminum pieces besides the compressor. And that was it. Now, a bunch of you old guys, y'all already know all this. Maybe to some of you, youngins or newcomers, maybe you don't know that. Maybe you've just been scrounging around, trying to work, and there's nothing wrong with that. Getting every penny that you ever made and then just putting it back into your project. But you got bills. You got things you have to pay. You got things you have to do with your money, and it makes it kind of hard. So this is just a way for you to get parts and put money back in your pocket, so that way you're not taking away from your bill money. You got to put in a little bit of extra work. But to be honest, look at me. You think I worked that hard? And with that being said, fellers, this is the end of the video. I hope you learned something. I'm just an old redneck that's just trying to pass along, something else to maybe help you. I don't penny pinch like I need to, but I know how to pull a dollar out every once in a while. So with that being said, fellers, make sure you like, subscribe, share this out to somebody it'll help, smash that bell. Do whatever you can so that way more people can see more of this cornbread content that I'm trying to push out. And remember, Jesus loves you, I love you, and we'll see y'all fellers later. Why? Right here? Just because this is the way I wanted it. You're making me nervous. Yeah, I got it on right now. Quit! Do y'all see what I have to put up with? You see it? Quit! You hit me! It hurts! Come on now! Ow! You hit me in the eye! I got sneak attacked.